Welcome to Pasco County Schools iClean Multimeter Training Video. This video will show you the proper uses of a multimeter. Before you use your meter, you need to make sure it works. To test your meter, set it to ohms. I always set mine to the 20K in the ohms range. Turn the meter on and touch the leads together. The number range should drop down to 0 or close to it. Pull the leads apart and it will go back to 1. Touch the leads back together and it should go back to 0. If it does, then you have a good working meter. If it does not, then you need to repair or replace your meter. To test a wall outlet, you need to set the meter to the AC voltage. AC stands for alternating current. A typical wall outlet is 120 volts AC. So you need to set the meter to 200 volts AC. You have to set the meter higher than the actual voltage you are testing. To test the outlet, place the black lead in the large slot. This is the common side of the outlet where the white wire is attached. Place the red lead in the small slot. This is the hot side of the outlet where the black wire is attached. Check the reading. It should be around 120 volts. It may vary from 110 to 122 volts. If there is no reading, then the power is off. To test a battery, you will need to know the voltage of the battery. This battery is 6 volts DC. DC stands for direct current. Set your meter to DC voltage. The lowest setting is 20 volts DC, which is higher than 6 volts, so this is where we will set it. Place the red lead on the positive terminal and the black lead on the negative terminal, then check the reading. This shows we are getting 4.50 volts, so the battery is a little low on voltage. To test a fuse, you set the meter to the 20K on the ohm scale. Place one lead on one end of the fuse and the other lead on the other end of the fuse and check the reading. If it drops down to almost 0, then you have a good fuse. Let's test another fuse. Place one lead on each end of the fuse and check the reading. If it did not move, test the meter by touching the leads together. If it works, recheck the fuse. If there is no reading, this means it is a bad fuse. You test switches the same way. Check that the meter works and place one lead on one screw and the other lead on the other screw. See if you get a reading. Flip the switch to the other position and test it again. If there is still no reading, then the switch is bad. Let's check another switch. Place one lead on each screw and check the reading. Flip the switch to the other position and place the leads on the screws. We get a reading. This is a good working switch. To check continuity, you will use the same 20K ohm setting and test each color wire separately. Place one lead on one end of the white wire and the other lead on the other end of the white wire, then check the reading. If it drops down to almost 0, then the wire has good continuity, meaning the wire is not broken. Place one lead on one end of the green wire and the other on the other end of the green wire, then check the reading. This wire is good. Now place the leads on one end of the black wire and the other lead on the other end of the black wire, then check your reading. This wire is also good, so the cord has good continuity. You check an extension cord the same way. Insert one lead into the slot on the female plug end and the other lead on the corresponding prong on the male plug end and check the reading. Move the lead to the next slot and prong, then check the reading. Now move the leads to the last slot and prong and check the reading. If you get a good reading on each, then you have a good extension cord. If you have any questions about this training video or need help with training at your facility, please contact your custodial services department.